crypto markets have taken a sudden turn to the downside, we're going to jump into the charts using our unique origin trendline method. Now, doing a flashback to this summer, we used this on an Ethereum video, and we predicted exactly when the altcoin and the entire market was going to crash.
All of the altcoins are scheduled to come crashing down on August 14th.
Got the read from using the total 3 chart. As we can see on the total 3, it formed an apex right on August 14th, and we are very confident this was going to pull the entire market candle down. Bitcoin has been leading the pack and recently took a slight pull to the downside, removing the candle from this ascending triangle pattern. We're going to go into more details of where we think Bitcoin was going to go, and we want to remind you guys with this Rune video right here.
Investigate what the Rune token is.
This came from September. We made a call out on Rune at right around $1.80 that it was going to break into the upside. Rune shot all the way up to like $7, making it an extremely profitable play that we based off of our Bitcoin reads as well. Rune, like Kaspa in the fall, was forming a cup and handle pattern. And when certain patterns are running hot or certain paddlers are running cold, you'll often see that across the market. We've recently used these charting tactics on Kaspa, as we're the only channel that caught the entire God candle doing a 10x leverage trade suggestion. On November 3rd, we used this same charting technique to predict by the SEC deadline, January 10th, the Kaspa price would be right around 10.5 cents. 2 back-to-back bullseyes. I want to remind you guys, the reason why we used 10x leverage down there on November 3rd is because we had a really tight support trend line below it. Sometimes and often we use a lot less leverage than that. That was a very unique circumstance. Of course, charting's not everything. Fundamentals are extremely key. Using fundamentals, we called out TIA back at $5 and Zetrix. TIA jumped all the way up to 20, and Zetrix a solid double up that never seems to inch down. The reason why we like Zetrix is because they're partners with the Chinese government. Now, I know a lot of you guys are interested in GameFi. We recently sold our GFAL about 60 days ago, right when it was around 45 halfpennies. The thing about GameFi is we've got to realize that some of these jumps up, some of this action could very well be insiders manipulating the market. And the thing is, with the M2, the money supply finally starting to curve down. This is from Powell raising inflation so much. Now the money that's out there is getting significantly less. The stock market is due to start taking a downside, and definitely the M2 is going to lead all of these risk-on markets. It's only a matter of time before it affects the stock market, and of course, gaming crypto, which is extremely risk-on. Again, these are only tokens. These aren't coins. We like to focus all our trades on coins instead of tokens because you're going to get a longer hodl window. And these GameFi tokens are indubitably due to be on discount into the spring, possibly early summer. Starting with Bitcoin, which is definitely leading the pack and what driving the entire market to the downside. This is the exact chart setup that helped feed our Rune read, as the value of Rune is based on Bitcoin and Ethereum's value. We can see all throughout this summer how Bitcoin was testing this dotted white line that leads all the way to the top of the 2021 breakout. This line can be cloned and placed all the way back to 2018, and it still fits like a glove. This is an origin trend line, something very powerful that you want to have outlined on every chart that you're looking on. As we know, a trend line gets weaker the more bounces and touches the candle makes on it. We finally get the breakout in October, ripping up this Fibonacci pitch until we reach this ascending trend line. Now, this is exactly what happened on the Kaspa chart. We got a massive breakout into an ascending triangle. Now, in Kaspa's scenario, that ascending triangle gave out and then it formed this bull flag, sliding us into a downward channel. Bitcoin is going to do the exact same thing that Kaspa did. This is very strong for Kaspa because it appears that Kaspa is now front running Bitcoin's chart. Bitcoin can drop all the way down to around 39 to even 38.5, and then it's going to start to see some massive support and pickup. Now we'll start to break bullishly once it runs into this yellow line here, which is another one of these origin trend lines. This time it's more of a support instead of a resistance origin trend line. Now this can start to take hold right around the end of January, beginning of February, or it could slide all the way until the end of February, beginning of March, still keeping Bitcoin inside of this descending channel. It's extremely improbable that we will lose this purple channel right here and drop all the way back down to 30,000. As we know that BlackRock has also manipulated Coinbase, starting Bitcoin futures on Coinbase to cause this scam squeeze, to rocket the price of Bitcoin up, insulating their seed funding for the Bitcoin ETF. So there's no way that we're going to actually get into this red zone. Jumping over to our Kaspa chart, we can see these origin trend lines set up across the board. We've got our support origin trend lines in this colored Fibonacci pitch, and we've got these resistance origin trend lines in black, and we also are showing this bull flag with the dotted white yellow lines. Now we can see right in the middle of these dotted white yellow lines, right in the center of the bull flag, this is the 3.168 descending trend line. It's by happenstance on the last Fibonacci pitch of Kaspa. The exact same, the second to last ring is what was holding us back on the handle of the cup and handle right around from 5 to 3.5 cents when Kaspa finally started breaking back to the upside. We're on that same downward trend line right now. We are on the top side of it, which is bullish. In the scenario where the candle was actually under this trend line, this would be a far more grim circumstance. And we also have support from this blue Fibonacci pitch right here. These are clones off the bottom of the cup and the handle from these summer lows. And when we put a Fibonacci pitch on it, you can just see how well it fits with the peak from the April buyouts, with the actual top of the breakout just now, and with the high handle cup. This blue level is massive support for the candle on Kaspa, and in my opinion, we're going to hold. We will stay inside this blue zone right now. And now this candle is definitely getting weaker, and this chart is looking to the downside, but we also have this psychological resistance of 10. 10 is a massive number, and we should be able to hold above this. The most profitable indicator strategy on all of TradingView is known as the Golden Cross SMA 200 strategy. This will actually give you when to buy and when to sell signals, and you can use it across every different chart, from the 1 day where it's going to give much less frequent buy and sell signals to the 1 minute where it's going to be going back and forth frantically. Now on the 4 hour, which is the second to most stable just behind the 1 day, it just recently signaled long on the 14th of January. Back testing this, it seems to be amazingly accurate. Bringing the total package together, it looks like this is a bit of a flush out for Kaspa, and in my opinion, of course, nothing that we say is financial advice, we should be able to stay above the 10-cent mark. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.